We both happen to be wearing the exact same clothing as last episode.
Welcome back to the D3 Datacast. I'm Zach Snyder, joined as Matt Snyder, as you've been accustomed to seeing here. This is going to be a little bit of a different episode because it's been almost a full year since we launched the D3 Datacast. We've gotten through our first season of Division III basketball doing this, and we decided it was pretty cool. We're going to keep it going.
Breaking news, we're going to keep it going.
So this episode will be all about kind of what's new. Some of it maybe you're familiar with because we've already soft launched a few things that's going to be changed for this upcoming season. Some things we want to announce and kind of talk through. So that's what this episode will be all about. First of all, another season wouldn't be possible without people finding us on the internet and thinking it's worth investing a little time to listen. So we can't thank you enough. This has been a fun project for the both of us, and it's been awesome to connect with other Division III basketball fans, get your feedback, share your enthusiasm. So first of all, to our audience and fellow fans, thank you very much.
Yeah, to anyone who's watched or commented or engaged or tweeted with us, it's very meaningful. I think that's part of the fun of Division III is that we can watch these games, that we can talk about it online and form that sort of community. And it's been fun to do this show and contribute in our small way to the community in that way.
So a lot of these changes, Matt, are aimed at being able to do that at a larger scale. And so let's go into our first announcement, which has been something that's been underway for a little bit. As we got going, one of the first bits of constructive criticism, I'll say, was, hey, do you guys have an audio version? Because I know some people found that, they wanted to just listen while they were doing something else, and the YouTube format wasn't necessarily working as well for them as, being able to just download it. So we have launched an audio version of the podcast that goes back, I think maybe our episode where we talked with Pat Coleman and talked about the D3hoops.com Classic was the first time we launched an episode on Spotify or through the Spotify platform and to other podcasting platforms from there. But since then, we've uploaded every single episode we've done, and our kind of new modus operandi is to keep that going. Currently, the major platforms you can find us on are Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, and probably a few others as well.
Yeah, definitely come back to YouTube to get the full any graphics we might have, any data we show will be on YouTube. Might be a little bit hard, and we might fail a little bit at conveying that through the audio medium. Although the upshot is you don't have to see our faces, so you get a little bit of bonus there.
All right, Matt, next up, let's get into another new thing we have going here. We want to announce the D3Datacast.com. Just that, D3Datacast.com. Yeah, so one of the things we talked about was, the show primarily has been on YouTube, will continue to be on YouTube, but we wanted to create kind of a central hub for everything that we do. Certainly we do the show and have kind of branded out through the show, but a lot of what we do here also makes use of, Matt, the efficiency ratings that you've tracked, the NCAA regional ranking, and those have been hosted other areas without kind of the D3 Datacast name. So anyway, we created D3Datacast.com to serve as that one hub for everything. All the data will be there going forward. Matt, you've created some new data pages that hopefully are a little bit more user-friendly, easier to navigate, easier to look at. We will make a post that has the YouTube embedded into it, some of the show notes, and also this will give us a space to create some other kinds of content that maybe didn't really fit with a full episode. So we could use this to do some blog posts, sometimes either from the D3 Datacast Twitter account or Matt from your Twitter account. We get into these things where we're making threads about certain hot topics or discussions, but that really limits it to within the Twitter ecosystem, which, as we've seen in recent weeks, is maybe not as stable as it should be. But anyway, whether Twitter remains perfectly healthy or not everyone is there. So being able to post that kind of stuff somewhere else should help make it a little bit more accessible to people, whether or not they're on a particular social media platform.
Yep. Yeah, and like you said, for me, I think this is going to be a big improvement for some of the data I present and post in the way it's formatted, readability, and navigation. I think this is going to be a little bit better. So update your links, d3datacast.com. It should be live as you watch this show. Most of the features are built out already. You can request them, see if we can have the technology to add them. Although one thing is not quite in there, I'm going to create a link also for the women's basketball ratings, regional rate rankings that I have. I didn't quite have the space carved out for that as we went to episode here. But other than that, all the features will be there. And we're going to kind of run through them here, a little bit of what you can expect from the data side of the website. So just like I posted on the old blog site, this is going to be a place to find the efficiency ratings. This kind of table is going to look like this. It's going to appear on the website. Hopefully much more user-friendly, easier on the eyes, but same type of information. And this is the efficiency ratings, so kind of team overall quality ratings that you've come to expect and enjoy if you're familiar with us and the show. This is going to be accessible just by clicking on the top link bar. The efficiency ratings link will get you to this, and it ranks the teams 1 through 415 or whatever, and gives you kind of all the offense and defense tempo ratings, strength of schedule, things like that. The other piece of information that is going to kind of come out of that is the conference efficiency ratings page. So there'll be a conferences tab that you can click on, and that will rank the conferences by kind of those efficiency margin, kind of taking the conference average, the league average, but it'll also give you a link to each specific conference that you can click on and just see those teams in that league, how they rank against each other by some of those metrics, efficiency ratings and otherwise. So how do conferences compare to other conferences overall? And then how do teams inside those conferences compare? Those will be things that I didn't show previously on kind of the old blog site that I used that you will be able to now kind of just click through and find. And it'll kind of show in the same data table format. So hopefully people find that useful. I'm open to taking feedback for how things might be even more useful if it's possible to add. So let me know how you're using it, how you're enjoying it as you go on and start to kind of click around through. So this one's a little small, a little hard to read, but if you click on one of those conference links, like this is the MIAA here, the conference that we follow, Zach, and it would take you to this page. If you said jump to MIAA, and the kind of this top table here is the efficiency ratings, 1 through 8 in the conference, what their national rank is, and then what those metrics are following it. Then down below is how those teams stack up from kind of an NCAA criteria standpoint. So the things we talk about for tournament selection and regional rankings. What is their Division III winning percentage? What is their Division III strength of schedule? What are the results versus regionally ranked opponents to date? What is their non-conference strength of schedule, something that's used in the secondary criteria? And then I kind of use it and make a fake kind of loose formula to maybe order them approximately how the committee might do that. It's not really perfect. And then it kind of ranks them maybe nationally in there. And then just to the right of that is some of the projected numbers. I've started to run that the last couple of years on the old blog site as well. You had to scroll like way down below and see them. Hopefully this will be a place to put them kind of right next to the data so you can compare the teams, how they are now year to date, and how the efficiency ratings and their future schedule, how that number might look if they kind of perform as expected down the road. So a lot of the same information you're used to seeing, but hopefully presented much more neatly and much more concisely and visually to some level more appealing than it was before. And to get some of this regional ranking data, you won't just have to go through the conference ratings tab. There will also be just kind of like a regional data tab at the top at the link bar. And that'll take you to that kind of primary criteria regional ranking data page. The main page of that will list it in kind of national order. So maybe like a loose Pool C preference list. You could kind of see like maybe who the top few teams are. This is going to be pretty directional. I wouldn't say that 3 is always literally going to be ranked above 4 in the committee's eyes, but directionally, you know, your top 8, 9, 10, 11 teams, these are going to be kind of top 3 or so in each quadrant of the bracket. When the bracket comes out, you can, you know, obviously see some things like Rochester from last year already ranked at number 4. My loose formula didn't know how to deal with their extreme SOS and their kind of middling-ish winning percentage and ranked them very highly. Maybe the committee drops them way down, so users can kind of see that. But from a loose perspective, in a national order, you can kind of see how teams might rank. But also on that page, it'll also have links to jump to each region. And if you jump to maybe region 1 or region 2, then you'll see the kind of data you were previously used to seeing, which is each region ranked among itself. So who might be the top 7 teams that we'll see in the regional rankings in region 1, for instance. And this is a lot of the same data we saw in the conferences tab for the NCAA criteria down at that bottom portion, but this is specific to the region, right? So what is their data to date in kind of the left-hand columns? And then the kind of middle columns there is what might their projected data look like if they play as expected for the rest of the season, with some projected data and given their projected schedule. And then over on the right, some of those key wins that they've already accumulated. So teams, and what that's showing right now is teams that are in the regional rankings who they've defeated, so who they might get a regionally ranked win against, and that kind of goes there, and what the rank in the region is. So if you beat a number 1 or beat a number 2 or beat a number 3 in a region, it will list that there. So hopefully, again, an easier way to find some of the information, hopefully a better way to find some of the information. As we kind of go through the season, you'll get more and more information. We won't start with any regionally ranked opponents, but we'll get that later on in the year. All throughout the year, we'll get to date and projected data, and so hopefully that comes useful. We heard from a lot of fans and coaches down the stretch that they really look at this data both to see where they are and where they think they're going to be, just to kind of frame their perspective of, what's our Pool C chances? Do we need the Pool A? Yada, yada, yada. So hopefully you can continue to enjoy and use that type of information as well. And last, I think this is lastly for kind of the data and information, the daily score predictions page will be making a return, just like it was before. Takes the daily schedule, like for instance, you'd see on d3hoops.com, and uses the efficiency ratings to make a score prediction. Both percentage chance that a team might win, what the predicted score would be, what the predicted maybe like total points scored by each team would be, and then like a fake computer line as far as like +5 points or -5 points for the home team there. The only thing I will caveat this with is where I get my schedule from doesn't immediately list home or away. So that's why I have the 2 columns here for a true home road game or for a neutral site matchup. The biggest difference is I use like a 3-point home field advantage. So that will change the score a little bit. But you can kind of see that there. If you know that this is a neutral site, maybe tournament game, use the kind of gray columns there. If this is like a regular season in conference home away game, use the blue columns there. And you can kind of see how teams might fare based on my computer rankings for any given day. And this will update every day with the current day's schedule.
All right, so hopefully you've seen that we're doing a lot of the same stuff we have, but trying to maybe do it a little bit bigger, a little bit better. And the reality is, in doing that, we have incurred some costs. Now, we are committed to doing kind of what we have been doing, what you've come to expect from us. That's going to continue. But we want to do it in a way that keeps d3datacast.com ad-free and keeps all of the rating and ranking data that Matt just went through accessible to all. I think probably it's best for the Division III basketball community for us to be able to present this to anyone who wants to see it and do it in a way that's not encumbered with a bunch of ads and all sorts of stuff. So we're going to do that. That's our commitment to you. We are also giving everyone the opportunity to partner with us in that goal by supporting what we do through a Patreon that we've set up, patreon.com/D3Datacast. We don't want to paywall anything. We're not going to paywall anything. We're not going to put ads on the site. But if this kind of content is something that you might be inclined to subscribe to, if it was behind a PayPal, please consider signing up to support us on the Patreon here. We've set it up with 2 tiers, a good job team tier, which really is the basic way that you can partner with us. We've also set up the great job team tier, which continues that. And also we're going to have the added benefit of if you sign up with Patreon at that tier to support us at that tier, it will automatically send you an invite to join a Discord server, and we will use that space to periodically do special patron-only live chats to interact with people who are supporting us at that level. So Like you said, our commitment is to keep the site ad free, to keep all of the rating and ranking stuff in front of any kind of paywall. But there are some costs involved to that. We invite you to support us in this way, and we'll keep it going.
Yep, and the two tiers there, as Zach called out, a $3 and $5 tier. The $3 good job team. Well, we will make a list of supporters at the end of kind of every episode, just to show people that we appreciate you, that we appreciate the viewers, the partnership you have with us, and then the $5 tier, maybe that chance to periodically participate in kind of like a live chat with us. Anything you want to talk about Division III basketball, team rankings, brackets, etc., etc. And then also, that same level of shout out name at the end of the episode and call you out actually, kind of live on the air on tape. Thanking you for your support. So anyone who chooses to do this, we would thank you. We would appreciate it, and that would be wonderful. Again, we know there's a lot of talk about paywalls in Division III the last couple of weeks. This was never our intention to put anything behind a wall. We want to put it all out there for all to see and all enjoy, and then just give people the opportunity, if they desire, if this is something that they want to partner with, to make that membership available to them, that they have the opportunity to do that and join our team in that respect.
So that kind of wraps it up for the high level, what's next for us. I'm sure we'll have some tweaks to kind of our general in-season show format. Although based on the survey feedback we received on that, I think it will mostly look the same. But there might be some things here or there that are a little bit different as we move forward, kind of going through a season for the second time. But high level, that's kind of what we're looking at. Hoping to do things bigger and better, like I said. And glad for your support, and let's just keep this thing growing.
It was a great first year. We can just call it an early first year anniversary. I'm excited for the future of D3 Datacast, of following D3 basketball. Thanks for everyone who has joined along with us so far, and we hope good things for this D3 basketball community going forward. I think that's going to wrap it up for today. We'll catch you next time. Good job, team. Great job, team.